Vikings fans, you are live tuning in to the AfterBuzz TV After Show for Vikings. Today we are talking about episodes 5 and 6, promised and what might have been.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
With the horns.
Hey,
We're cheersing.
cheers.
With our horns. And cheers to you guys. Cheers to you guys. There's horns flying all over this. We finally did it, Jaco. We're finally drinking out of our horns.
Ragnar.
Like, doesn't it make you just want to say Ragnar? Hello, welcome to AfterBuzz TV After Show for the show Vikings. My name is James Simmons. You can find me all over social media at AskTheNP, and we want you guys to hashtag the show. We want to hear all about your comments at ABTV Vikings.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Viking fans. My name is Jaco Vennings. You can find me all over social media at Jaco Vennings. And welcome to everybody that's live and what's watching us right now. And everybody that's watching us, in 3 weeks and 2 months and 4 months.
Right, in 7 years and whatever, because this
hello.
thing is going to live forever. All right, so guys, we're going to jump right into this because we're drinking out of horns. Dude, it's so exciting.
It's awesome. And this is a real rhino, and it's not a rhino horn.
Oh, God.
Don't lock us up. This is not a rhino horn. I'm from
illegal.
South Africa. That's why I think this is some horn, but it's real.
Real plastic.
And we already threw 2 of them on the table.
Right.
One was me, the other one was the engineer.
So I wasn't even here. I was in hair and makeup.
This whole place smells hair and makeup. You guys see why he said that, don't you? Get him on the
Hey.
But this whole place smells like beer, so we're really getting into the vibe for everybody listening on iTunes.
Vibe.
The Vikings vibe. It's ale.
It is ale.
It's ale.
We're drinking ale of the bud. Wiser. That sounds kind of
Well, you're drinking
Viking-esque.
Budweiser. Yours got spilled out. I'm drinking ale.
You're drinking actual
ale.
Ale.
Viking ale. Whoa, that's where it is.
True
Hello,
Viking
Vikings.
shit right there, and I just spit out everywhere. That's hysterical. So if you're watching live, we want to see your comments. We want to know what you guys are thinking of this episode. We are starting off with episode number 5, which was promised. And as we've done the last few weeks, you guys seem to like this, Jaco. I think you guys like this. We're going by storyline. So not necessarily in chronological order, but by storyline order. And we are starting off episode 5, promised in Paris. Yeah, super exciting Paris, Jaco. Although we do start off with Rollo in bed with his lady.
Yeah, his lady
all
that switches.
sexed up.
That's fine. I think if she compares pretty well to all the other ladies in the show. I think she's kind of pretty if we have to go there and just ask. But no, not a lot happening in Paris, James.
No, there really isn't. And we can kind of speed through this. There's one nice, interesting little scene where Rollo's lady is talking about how stabbing someone in the back would be very Vikings-esque.
Yeah, that's Vikings-esque. And then saying, well, you are not a Viking anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You're in France. We do it differently. But that comes after she said, maybe something happens. I don't know if it's to the king or to Oda. I couldn't pick that up. But, if something happens to that person on the battlefield, you're next in line. You never know. It can happen.
You never know. They're setting something up. And, of course, this guy, I finally got his name, by the way, Otto. Count Otto, I believe. So he's the big, crazy, hairy guy that whips Mistress.
Yeah, which we'll get to. I want to have a few comments there as well. We can get to episode 6.
Yeah.
Don't know why that's happening.
But there's this conversation about what are Otto's intentions. And the mistress's boyfriend meets with the emperor, and he's like freaking out and having this panic attack. And he's like, what are Otto's intentions? Well, to be emperor, duh.
Yep, and that's why she and the mistress's other lover, the mistress's mister, goes to the king.
That works.
Goes to the king and says, "Listen, just that you know, maybe you can't trust Otto as much as you want to trust him, and then the proof lies in the mistress, in the pudding.
Did you just call the mistress pudding?
That's what she is.
The truth lies in the mistress pudding. Maybe that's what the kids are calling, whatever these days. I digress. So Paris was boring. We're moving on.
Paris is
Wessex.
done. Wessex.
Boom.
Back in England.
Really?
Red buses. Let's do this.
So they're all sitting around. I think they're drinking ale.
They
At this,
maybe drinking wine.
Maybe drinking wine.
England.
Oh, it is England. They drink beer in England.
Yeah, but
Even back in the 9th century.
James, for now, let's just do Vikings and ale. Let's
Okay.
not ruin it.
All right, I'm messing it up. They're drinking a nice Pinot Grigio. They're sitting around. He's the wine guy, by the way. Jaco Vennings.
That's right. If you guys love wine, if you don't love wine, first of all, you can find me at Grape Escape TV. All right, that's where you can find. I'm the wine guy. But wine snobs are not welcome. Wine snobs, F off.
Wine snobs, you're gone. And beer snobs, F off too, even though today was World International Beer Day. Is that World Beer Day?
It was World Health Day as well, James.
It was also World
Health Day. This guy is the MP, nurse practitioner.
Apparently, this is the shameless plug section of the show. I think we're done with that.
Yep.
I drink from my beer. So we move on. So everyone's sitting around the table, and Quinrith gets this impassioned speech about, oh, you guys, we have to invade Mercia because I'm the only rightful heir to this horrible raped and pillaged kingdom.
I think she actually said that.
Yeah, she did. She called her own kingdom horrible,
and
or
raped.
maybe what happened to them was horrible.
Yeah.
But they all agree. Essentially, they're like, all right, fine, we have to wade into Mercia.
We're going to go into Mercia, we're going to conquer them, and then we're going to put her back at the throne. Or are they? We don't know. We'll figure that out. I'm not so sure that I trust King Egbert's intentions at this point yet.
No, not in the least at all. This dude is crazy. And so moving on through Wessex, you knew this was coming. So Judith and Ethelwulf. Oh, I got it right. Judith and Ethelwulf have this little moment, right? They're both in their sexy white pajamas.
Beautiful.
Right. And
what I wear every night.
He gets all huffy and puffy, and he's like, well, why don't you go sleep with my dad?
Well, come to bed. I want to come to bed. Well, why?
Isn't that how people fight now, though? Fighting hasn't changed in 1,000 years, see?
Yeah, I don't want to do that with you right now. Oh, is that what people do these days, James?
I have a headache.
Do people these days say, well, you go sleep with my father, then if you don't, I know that's what you're doing.
You know what? If you watch some of these other AfterBuzz TV shows, that shit happens on those shows. I'm telling you, why don't you just go sleep with my dad? And she says to Ethelwulf, why don't you just go sleep with
my dad?
My dad.
And then so she goes back to the dad, the king, Egbert, and say, listen, your son just called me and said that he didn't call me because there's no phones. I mean, he texted me that I'm your whore and I can be because I'm a free woman, that kind of thing. So
she's like, cool. And so Egbert, what does Egbert do? I
mean, the only thing possible, James,
give him his dead wife's wedding band,
which she promised he'll never marry again.
Right.
So this wedding band on her finger. And what do you think Ethelwulf's going to think about this?
You know what? I don't know if Ethelwulf is actually going to care.
Well, the fact that you are now wearing my mother's ring, my mother that I love dearly, that died while giving birth to me, it's a big deal. And you're screwing my dad. So I'm sorry.
And you're my wife.
I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore.
That is crazy. What show are we reviewing, by the way? This is getting into some weird scandal stuff.
Hey man,
right here.
This is the whatever hundreds.
This is, I guess. What's that noise, Jaco? I like that. So we're moving on through Wessex. We're moving on. Wait, did we get? I feel like I missed something. No. You can leave your notes on the floor. Because all we have to do, look, did you guys see that boss throwdown?
What's going to happen the whole night? Because we've got so many notes.
We got stuff to get through.
Go through this episode.
I didn't forget my notes this time. I don't know if you guys who watched
he actually put it inside of his car this time.
Instead of on the roof so that it didn't, fly away. By the way, we really appreciate you guys listening and all of your comments. Everything you have to say about the show, hashtag ABTV Vikings, and you can always comment in the YouTube section. You can tweet Jaco at Jaco Vennings, and you can tweet me at AskTheNP. We always appreciate your comments, even if you're not watching live, all right? We want to hear what you say. We respond to every comment. Moving on, we're going to finish Wessex. I need to take a breath.
I'll piggyback on that one.
Thank you.
That. Yeah, Wessex. I think it's done, James. I threw my notes on the ground. I'm done with Wessex.
We're done with Wessex.
I've got just a point on Wessex here from Adrine Bene. Sorry for ruining your name. Adriad ne bene.
Whoa.
I'm not speaking another language. I'm trying to say someone's name.
That was
And
some
she is,
Afrikaans
or he, is saying, Ethelwulf needs to check himself.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
You better check because he does.
better check yourself,
Well, remember he would not to go back to Wessex, but he gets all like I hope I'm not pitting out.
No, James.
He gets his arm up
perfect.
and he's like ready to hit Judith, and she's like, "What? What you gonna do?
You gonna hit me? Hit me.
Right.
I want you to hit me.
I'm screwing your dad, but you're screwing Queen Yeah. That's enough about Wessex.
Let's get move
That's
on.
crazy there. All right, we are moving on to Kattegat.
Kattegat.
Finally. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like we had some dirty business we had to just get through.
Yeah.
Like we just had to like get rid of that stuff so we could finally
it's good because
get to
these guys
Kattegat.
at home, I know you guys as well at home and on iTunes, you guys, there's only that much you can say about the small storylines. Let's move on, get to the meat of the story, the good stuff. It's coming now.
We're getting there. You're right. It is coming now. Like Kattegat. Bjorn and Ragnar having a lovely father-son chat while they oil down the boats or whatever
So good.
Bjorn was doing.
Ragnar at his best again. Like that's what I love about him.
He is really, Travis Fimmel has really done something as an actor over the seasons. You really see him progress. Like he delivers the shit out of these lines, man. It was awesome.
It's not just that it delivers, obviously that means the facial expressions, the smirks, the eyes. This guy, I don't know how they light the set, but every time he's on camera or if he's on, on spot, his eyes are glowing.
They are. They're kind of like yours, Jaco. Your eyes
Thank
glow.
you very much. That's literally why I said that. Thanks for picking up on that.
Do you like that? He's fishing for compliments. You guys on iTunes, if you can't see, you'll have to go check out on YouTube and look.
Where am I? Am I here?
Jaco's
Can we zoom
eyes.
in? Oh,
There
the
we
cameras
go.
can zoom in.
Oh, dang it. You have
Close your eye. You're going to get blinded.
Ragnar eyes.
I wish.
You got Ragnar something. So I do love that Ragnar tries to give Bjorn some mess about what kind of father are you to leave your child behind for a woman, and Bjorn was like, "You did the same thing to me, dude."
Well, dude, you left me. That's what he's saying. He's saying actually your mother left me and then you went with her, so you left me.
I kind of felt like it was I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah,
know
but
you are, what am I?
but then again, Dad, you actually slept with another woman and that's why she left. So, I mean, it's kind of on you, but okay. Ragnar makes no mistake.
Right. Then Bjorn tries to get all hardcore with fine hair.
With fine hair, King Harold.
Right. Well, how many boats and how many dudes do you have? And he's like, I don't know, 20 boats, 600 dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm balling.
Small kingdom, because he knows that's smallish.
Compared to Ragnar, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Can I mention something about Ragnar and what he said? He said, I most likely failed as a father and a husband, and then saying, no, I definitely failed as a husband.
Definitely failed and that's where he like brought it full circle. He brought it back around because then Bjorn started like laughing at that point. Right? He was like, all right,
we're funny.
Good.
So let me go have my father's back and go tune and check King Harold and ask him what his deal is about. Yeah. But that's basically it. So, they speak about the fame, James. So this guy wants fame. You literally told me you want to be king of the whole of the empire. So you have to kill my dad. He says that,
right? Like, and the guy's like,
I mean, he said, I won't give you a reason to kill me, but yes, you will because you literally. Bjorn said, well, you know,
to be king of all of Norway, you have to kill my dad.
Exactly. So,
but I do love that Finehair was like, meh.
No. And he said he's chill though. He's chill.
Yeah.
And he says, but he wants to fight the Paris. He wants to fight for fame, you know. But then Bjorn said, remember, fighting for fame doesn't make your kingdom any bigger.
Was he talking about his kingdom, or was that euphemism for something being bigger? Dramatic pause.
Beat. Continue.
I'm awfully horny, speaking of. Hey, there's Steve.
What's up, Steve?
By the way, I'm sorry. I should have, in the opening of the show, given a shout out. This show is hosted by James Simmons, Jaco Vennings, and Steve Egbert. That's his name, Egbert. So, moving on. And Steve, we love you. Thank you for the
James,
sound effects.
thank you, Steve. You're a legend.
He is a legend.
I'll do that one for you. I'm going to read a comment here, James, from our beautiful Travis Barzi. Welcome, Travis. Welcome to the live chat, and thank you for joining. You guys are awesome. You guys are
amazing.
Awesome.
I get so geeked.
I'm so hyped up.
Comments.
I'm sweating. That cool, James. Right. Cool me down, James.
I'm sorry. You need some more ale of the Budweiser.
Is that how the Vikings says it? The Budweiser.
It got all German all of a sudden. Sorry.
I know I don't want to spill again, so let's not worry about that. But listen, he says, I know Paris is boring, but it's important because Rollo is the great-great-great-grandfather of William the Conqueror. Ooh. Because a lot of the royals of today are related to Rollo.
Dropping some knowledge on us.
So thank you, Travis, for that. That's really interesting.
Thank you, Travis.
And he's obviously talking in the real terms in history, and it's interesting to see. We actually have to read this up, James. How much is History Channel actually following the actual history of this? Because this is all real people.
Yes.
This is all real people, real characters that really existed in the scripts of the Vikings.
And but loosely based, because unfortunately, like a lot of indigenous American peoples, a lot of the history of the Vikings was just passed down orally. So as people just started dying off, they were essentially an illiterate culture. So no one was really writing anything down. It wasn't actually until they started invading other countries, and those people they invaded were writing down their history. That's the only reason we have any Vikings history. So
speaking about history on the Nova channel coming up this week. You guys have heard about this? It's called Vikings Unearthed. It's coming up this week, and it's basically a Viking settlement, which they think it's a Viking settlement that they found right in Canada, in America, right in somewhere in Canada. It's somewhere, and they think if this is true, then that means that the Vikings, James, discovered America and not Columbus.
Well, don't get me started on who actually discovered America.
Okay. Another knowledge bomb here, James.
I'll leave it on Vikings.
Another knowledge bomb is that the Vikings called America Vinland, which is the land of the vine.
Wow. Coming from the wine guy.
Just saying.
Wow.
I'm just
you
saying.
got all kinds of wine knowledge.
So, it's on Nova for you guys, and it's called Vikings Unearthed. So check it out. It's actually airing this Wednesday. Coming Wednesday. Yeah.
I'm going to have to check it out. Some real Vikings knowledge. Just like we got some real Vikings knowledge just dropped on us in the comments.
Yep.
Thanks, y'all. We appreciate that. So, we're back in Kattegat. We're still in Kattegat. We're working our way through Kattegat. And they are working the sexual energy with Yidu and Ragnar.
So, right now, they're in the... Ragnar is at the guest house.
Yes.
In the woods.
What's the name of that? Has he given us a name?
The cottage. Let's call it the cottage.
The cottage?
Yeah, the cottage.
Do Vikings have cottages?
Ragnar has a cottage.
I feel like Ragnar would call it something more than a college, like the...
Cottage.
Like the brothel.
He will call it his...
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
There goes the voice.
We'll call it the cottage.
We call it the cottage.
For now.
Ragnar's cottage.
So they don't... we'll get to more of the cottage later on, but the question finally comes up, and I felt like we all knew this for a while, that Yidu is more than just a slave girl, right? And this is the first place that question comes up, and they have all this sexual energy, and they're getting high again, which they've been doing for like 3 episodes now, and Ragnar is basically like, I'll tell you my dirty, dark secrets if you tell me the truth about you. Because she tells the story about the emperor, and she's from China, and he's part of the Ting dynasty, I think she says.
I don't know, sure. The dynasty, but she knows an awful lot about it, and she just keeps saying that she's the daughter of a merchant shipman, and she was wealthy because her dad had a ship, but Ragnar isn't buying it.
But that's right. Ragnar's like, girl, you lie.
So... that's about it. So
So we're back. We're still in Kattegat. We're still working through this storyline here, and man, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, it's a lot. So right now, James, we're at King Harold is just talking to Bjorn again and telling you don't trust me. So we're in an alliance, though. You need to trust me, man. Come on.
No, I don't trust him. You can't trust anybody. Didn't they learn this in Vikings? You can't trust anybody. Whether you're going to go raid Paris together or not, like, nope.
Look, you took my bread, throat sliced.
Right.
Episode 1 analogy.
Episode 1, right. If you take my bread, I slice your neck.
And this is exactly where his warriors arrives as well, James, and then his brother, Halfdan the Black.
Oh.
When Halfdan the Black, which is King Harold Finehair's brother, we are really getting good at his names.
You are getting amazing at the names.
When he meets Ragnar, I wrote a note here for Ragnar's wild eyes, because he does this wild thing with his eyes.
When he's throwing the knives.
Yeah, when he's throwing the knies, he's got this wild eye. Yo, crazy.
He does wild eyes amazingly.
Crazy. So, I mean, amazingly, we are back now with a party. These guys his warriors arrived, and they're having a great, amazingly party. and who freaking thing is hiding?
Ragnar.
Yeah,
Of course he is.
And Yudi is hiding from the party
with his girl, his new girl. He's always got a girl. Lagertha is his like main girl, but he always has this. Some people would call that a dime piece.
A dime piece?
Remember I taught you some new like American slang last week? I don't remember what it was.
Oh no, nor do I.
No, but this is a dime. This is a dime piece. It's your mistress.
Oh, okay.
It's a dime piece.
Can we just call it a mistress? Because that just makes more sense.
We can. You know what? I want you to use dime piece in a sentence. Yidu is Ragnar's.
Can you die,
piece.
Please?
Can you die?
Is that this?
Dime piece. No, that works. So they're hanging out on the roof, though. I thought that was a really beautifully shot scene, by the way. Thank you, producers of the show, cinematography. That's fantastic that they're on the roof. The sexual chemistry is building, and that is when Yidu actually does admit that she is the emperor's daughter, one of the emperor's daughter of China, only after Ragnar talks about his incredible amount of guilt that he feels for leaving his people behind in England and then them getting slaughtered afterwards.
I was wondering if it was speaking about England or France, because I feel like you don't know. Nobody knows that Rollo turned against his people at this point, but but we know Ragnar knows.
But, of course.
So he was speaking about England.
Yeah.
Because they did get massacred.
Because they did get massacred in England. Exactly. Yes. So does he know what happened in France? Outside of Paris?
Maybe. Well, let us know in the comments. For sure. Let us know in the comments.
Guys think?
Throw it in there.
Because it's all about you. And this is the triumphant return, the silencing of the room, the triumphant return of Floki into the party.
Oh, man. The whole room quiets down like this.
It was like... That was good. Should we do it again? So everyone's like drinking and laughing and having a good time.
Wait, I need some background music there. I've got some party.
Right, we need some like party
we have
background.
Party music there. Do we have? He's got some kind of voice there for people having a party, a fight maybe.
Nope, maybe fighting music. We need good
a fighting scene.
Vikings music.
And then suddenly it just.
You killed the mic.
You killed the
Steve killed the mic.
This guy is amazing. So that's how it sounds when Floki walks into the room. Because you know what? Now I'm asking.
Because you know what, James? What, Jaco? It's Floki.
It's Floki, people. It's intense.
And Helga. We can't forget about Helga. Because Helga's ride or what I say last week. Helga is the definition of ride or die. That girl is down, man. So
yeah, let's wrap this up, James.
Floki walks in and he's like. The dude's like, why did you fall out of favor with Ragnar?
Because I killed his pet Christian.
Boom.
Oh, that's it.
That's an amazing line to get out of this.
All right, so
last scene of Kattegat.
Oh my God, James.
So Ivar, right? This makes you hot again. So Ivar's been hanging out with Floki, right? Floki's been teaching Ivar the ways of being a Viking.
I'm not getting hot for that. I thought we were at the bathing scene. Okay.
No. We're not. Oh, I went straight to the crazy... last scene of Kattegat. But we do have the bath scene. I'm sorry, I should not.
Okay.
Now you can go back to it now. Whoa,
no, listen, this scene is crazy, James. She's in the bath. Ragnar's bathing. I wish you guys could see this guy. And he's, oh my God, licking his hand, which is licking Yuda's foot. But no, he's in the bath. He's touching her legs. She's got beautiful legs. I'm just going to throw it out there. But she's got very smooth legs. And I'm wondering... James, was their legs really that smooth back in that day?
They must be. My legs are smooth. I don't shave.
Yeah, well, 1,000 years ago. They didn't have Gillette triple blade razors then,
I know. I said I don't shave. My legs are smooth.
Oh, you say you don't?
I could have been Yidu's leg double.
What?
Maybe I was.
Maybe you were. That was a sexy scene.
Wasn't and then that something?
He touches her in the bath. She goes all orgasms.
Like, dives right in.
Oh my God.
And then puts his finger in her mouth. And then pours the bathwater all over her, if that wasn't like symbolism.
And then, James, most important part, where it all comes together, tying the knot literally in her hair and cutting it off, because that's what it's all about. What kind of hair did you have? Short hair, she said to him earlier in the episode.
She's like, my hair wasn't this long. And she was
so
like,
he's basically respecting her. Like, you are from a different culture. Mm-hmm. You are not from here. Mm-hmm. She dresses now like a Chinese,
Yeah.
She says she's from China. And he wants her to embrace that. And now he cuts her hair for her. So it's okay to be the way you were back in China.
And that was hot.
It was hot.
They made that scene hot. Ragnar didn't take his clothes off. And you didn't see any of her naughty bits.
He was very confident.
Yes.
I mean, but he got dangerous with the foreplay in the scissor there. It's kind of if you want foreplay with a Viking, you have to be careful because you might start bleeding. You might get sliced.
Oh yeah, the knife through the neck. Yeah, it was crazy. So we keep going on Kattegat. Now I can talk about the scene that made me spit out my drink. Ivar's hanging out with Floki, learning stuff, and Aslaug's watching, and they're like, oh, let's have Ivar go outside and play with the kids in his wagon because he can't walk. So Floki takes him out and drops him in the wagon, and everyone's like, oh, this is so cute. All the kids are playing. Do you like my voice? All the kids are cute. The kids are playing. And they finally toss him this bean bag or whatever this is, and the kids start wrestling over the bean bag. And Jaco, what does Ivar do?
He just kills him. He just well, I don't know if he kills him, but he slaps. Well, he probably did with a hammer. Well, first of all, I just want to say that he's not very good at the game.
That doesn't mean you kill somebody, though.
Yeah, he's not good at the game. Sitting there in his wagon, and then obviously his legs doesn't work, and then he kills somebody.
He just chops the kid in the head with an axe. Like, bam, done.
Yep, that's about it.
Mouth agape. That's the end of Kattegat.
Yep.
In season 5.
Almost coming to the end of the episode now, James. Hedeby.
Oh, man.
Don't sigh. This is a good thing. This ending is crazy. Let's give it to them.
It is crazy. Good. So we can burn through this one a little bit because the beginning of Hedeby is nothing. So finally, Kalf is like, you're Lagertha, you're my destiny. I've known since I've met you that we were going to be married. Because Lagertha tells him that she's with his child. Yep. So he's like, marry me.
Cool. And she's like, nah. I thought she was saying no. Turns out, wedding bells, which I thought was a very modern wedding. It was beautiful. With it looked like a wedding these days.
Are you J-Lo now? Are you the wedding planner?
No, I'm not a wedding. I had a wedding in my life. I'm just thinking that.
Was your wedding beautiful like that?
That was pretty, yeah. It was pretty. It was really good. We did a very all-natural kind of, all-natural wedding.
All-natural?
Yeah, we did it in the place we met, back in Fiddletown, Northern California. Residence occupancy is, I think, 18 people in that town. So, small town.
Tell me more, Jaco.
No, not now. James, but no, let's get to the ending because this is crazy.
But you survived your wedding.
Yeah, this guy. That's a great segue right there.
Thank you very much. Boom.
Yeah. He says to her, he looks at her, she's beautiful, she's in a white dress or greenish dress. For the rest of my life, I always want to remember how you looked on your wedding day today.
Yeah. And he clearly will, because his life is about to end in about 5 seconds.
And so she literally stabs him right there in the stomach. And then the beautiful part is they kiss. Well, he's not mad, they kiss. And I almost started crying. Not really, but I was kind of getting uncomfortable, emotional. They kissed.
They do. And I thought maybe this was like the Michael Hirst and everyone telling us that maybe Kalf actually really did love Lagertha.
I think he did. I think he would have not betrayed her.
Right, and she kills him, and as he's dying, he's still like.
Well, no, I think that's cute.
Like.
Oh, he was gonna get it, and he did right there.
Man, I do have to say, as a medical professional, we're throwing our notes down. Sorry, we're done. We're moving on to episode 6. Yeah. That you don't die like that and that fast from a stab wound in the right lower quadrant of your abdomen. Sorry, you don't.
You don't know. You didn't see him die, though, James. He could still be bleeding right now.
He's still bleeding. 1,100 years later, he's bleeding. Kalf is dead. Lagertha is now officially Earl Igstad, all by herself again, Earl of Hedeby. As we move on to episode
real quick here, with a comment saying we're not really sure that she's pregnant. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think she might be. That's my opinion, but that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been a ruse. It could have been a story to draw him in so she could kill him easier. I don't know. Cool.
We had episode 6, James.
What might have been?
We're going to start this one off with Hedeby, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So Hedeby is only one sentence. Lagertha. It's where Uller asks him, "Why did you kill him? Can you just tell me why you killed him?"
While she's doing her ritual on his grave.
On his grave. Saying,
she's like, I had to. I said I would kill him for taking my earldom.
She's obviously a woman of her word.
Of her word.
So if she promises you something, you know you're going to get it.
And then that little brat is like, well, I still want to go with you guys to Paris. And that little brat is
Erlander. But she's oblivious to his plans and all that, I feel like.
Is she?
I think she is. Because I don't know. Maybe she wants to kill them in battle there. But she's like, if you don't mind riding with girls, you can ride with us.
Ride with us is right. I just always remember when watching the show Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, you have to so close you sleep with your enemies. And you hate your friends. That's how close.
And then you get pregnant by them, and then you marry them, and then you kill them. Alrighty then.
Moving on.
Moving on to Wessex.
Wessex. So back in England.
This starts off. We haven't done any accents yet.
Not any accents yet. This is actually a very, very quick part here, James.
It sure is. We've got to send poor dear little Alfred to Rome.
Alfred now is going to be Athelstan's boy.
Aww.
Yeah, he's Athelstan's boy. Talking about English, Harry Potter opened today at Universal Studios.
It did. I got to go.
Yeah, you did go?
A few weeks ago.
Okay, that's cool.
It's amazing. We'll talk about that later. You guys tweet me and ask me some questions or whatever, and I'll tell. Oh my God, it was amazing. Go.
Hey, Wessex.
Hey, we're back in Wessex. So basically, King Ecbert starts throwing his power around, and he's like, Alfred, you're going to Rome to meet the Pope, and Prudentius, he's going to
go with
going with you,
the monk,
and so is your dad, Ethelwulf,
which is obviously Ethelwulf, not the dad, right? We know Athelstan is the dad, but you will have to lead. And they say that this trip is going to take you about 12 miles a day, 1,100 miles, James.
Wait, so we were doing the math?
Yeah, we started with 1,000 days.
Jaco was like, that's like 1,000 days. It's like,
stop it, James.
It's like almost 3 years.
I pride myself on my math skills, okay?
And I was like,
I had math in South Africa, not in America.
But isn't it better? Because our educational system is whack here.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
1,100 miles, 12 miles a day.
But then I was wrong, so it doesn't say much. But it's 100 days, about 3 months.
Rough, or give or take.
A little bit less than 3 months. So 3 months there. So maybe rest one day every month. So it's 3 extra days.
Because clearly 6-year-olds can walk 12 miles a day without resting.
Well, I mean,
crazy.
So, but that's about that.
Why is he sending Alfred and Ethelwulf off to Rome? At this point, we don't know, but that is all we're going to talk about for Wessex. Moving on. Kattegat. Oh, man. So this episode starts to get real juicy and real nice and real hot with Kattegat and Paris and the journey to Paris, which is where we're going right now. So this part is really, really sweet because there's some significance to the ring. You know, it's kind of a rite of passage, right? For the boys to move into manhood, you get this ring that symbolizes your faith and commitment to
the same ring that Rollo gave up.
Yep.
in Paris.
In Paris, very good. Your commitment to the king and your family and the gods and being a Viking and all of that.
Very important ring.
It is. And so the
armband.
The two little ring. Yeah, I know. I keep saying ring, but armband. The two little homies. They're like the middle homies. They're not the littlest boys. They're not Ivar, but they're the boys.
They're the oldest of Ragnar's middle litter.
Litter. He does have a litter.
Queen Aslaug litter. They're the oldest.
Yeah, they are. Do you want me to sing it again? My song, Papa was a rolling stone. Work it. And Ragnar says, "Oh, by the way, Aslaug, the boys are coming with me."
Yes.
When we raid Paris, and
but you have no right to do that, James.
Why not?
Well, because I'm the mother.
But they're safer with me than they are with you.
Why is that? Well, no, I mean, I shouldn't have asked that. If you think about last time, what happened last time, we don't know. Well, we do know.
But we do know.
We're going to get to that in season 3 when we review it in a few months.
In a few months when we go back to review episode 3.
It's to do with Hubbard that came back last time Ragnar was gone and taking away the painful for Ivar. But anyway, that's too much. We don't need to get into that now. We're not going to bore you guys with that. Let's move on, James. So there starts to be some more sexy time with Ragnar and his lady Yidu and this medicine. You know, this whole scene is. I thought I was starting to get a little bit old with them being in the cottage, by the way, and just like getting high all the time. I needed it to move somewhere, and that's exactly what happened because Ragnar's like, "Give me my drugs." Obviously, she's making him addicted right now at this point, James, for sure, 100%. Because he's getting a little crazy about his drugs. Like, he needs it. So if I go to Paris and I'm going to go conquer Paris, how am I going to get my drugs in these little portions that you're giving to me? So, well, I'm going to go with. I am going to go with. That's exactly what she says. You saying, I'm going to go with. And she, her and her sexy legs, as you put them, get all up on top of him and crawl over, and she's like, I speak Frankish. Do you?
Done. There, she's proved her point. She's got the drugs and she speaks the language. She's made her case. I think she's up to something, but we'll get to that in predictions. So I thought the scene, I just really wanted to talk about the scene. I thought it was really great as they're sailing away from Kattegat and the blonde guy's like drumming on the drum and he's singing. And
I want to know why he doesn't go with.
Right. He was a young, able-bodied, like.
He has no reason for. He's obviously the village. Someone. He's the village singer, so he doesn't go with.
Words are hard tonight. So maybe
we had some ale.
They have to maybe we need more ale. Maybe there needs to be the drummer guy. That's right, Steve. Stop engineering the show, Steve. Wherever
we're gonna cut to black for about just a minute to grab some beer.
We're gonna go. There's a keg in the back. We're gonna go get some.
He's drunk. He's been drinking without us.
He's like, can't talk drinking.
James, wait. So we're sorry. I really interrupted you. I didn't even know.
No, you're fine. We're talking about drinking, and that's really all that. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're talking about Vikings.
She's Vikings. She says she speaks Flemish. That was where we were going.
Flemish.
Yes.
Frankish.
Frankish. Well,
maybe she speaks Flemish too.
Well, that's maybe.
Yeah.
Same thing. She speaks Chinese and English at this point, and Viking. So it's
Viking. Good. What language do they speak?
Nordic.
Is it? What do you guys think?
Let us know on the comments, for sure.
Hit us up on the comments. So the boats are sailing the way, and they set up everyone. They show where everyone is in the boats. This is really important. Floki is with the Finehair brothers, and Yidu is with Ragnar and Bjorn, and Lagertha's got her whole boat, and Erlender's on another boat, on Lagertha's boat, I think.
With the woman,
and as this starts to sail away, they really set up this sort of like epic, what's coming next. I thought that was really. It was important to set up what's coming up in the future episodes. James, I just want to pull back 1 second there. Yeah. While Ragnar was high, he got a vision. I don't know if it was a vision or they actually went to the seer, but I think I remember this from a previous season. Mm-hmm. We'll get to that when we review it once again in a few months. Yeah. But he said, you'll die. The seer told him he wants to know the day he dies, and he said, you will know. The day you die will be the day that the blind man sees you. So I think it's definitely going to come into play. I don't know what it means just yet. Mm-hmm. When I saw the white horse, I thought it had something to do with that, but I guess not. I thought it was too with the white horse.
Yeah.
And Lagertha,
but I guess not.
And blah. We'll get there. The only other thing in this little chunk of Kattegat before we move into the rest of Kattegat is this is where Sigurd, I think his name is.
How about?
Nope, the little kid. Goes outside to play with his little sister. Comes back in. And Mama Aslaug. I don't know if you have a good shot of my breasticles here. Can I get it on camera? Aslaug's like sitting there breastfeeding Ivar.
I mean, this kid is like he's almost in middle school.
Right. Right. He's taking the bus to school by himself. You should not be breastfeeding him anymore, Aslaug.
James, what is the latest you can breastfeed someone?
You can technically breastfeed someone as long as your breasts produce milk.
Which is for how long after birth, usually, more or less?
If you keep breastfeeding, your breasts keep producing milk.
Okay.
So you could.
It's not weird that I'm still suckling.
No. I knew you were going there. It is not weird that, I'm not here to judge. It is not weird that you're still suckling. Clearly they're trying to show us the appropriateness or the interesting relationship between Aslaug and Ivar. Wow. I saw this on a train in Chicago once. This kid was walking, talking in complete and full sentences, holding a plate, eating his own meal. He was done. Why he was eating on the train? But he sets the plate down. He walks over to his mother who's sitting in another chair. He lifts her shirt up and starts
sucking away.
Suckling from her teat.
Well, that's disturbing. That's why you guys come to Vikings to hear fun stories like that.
About people suckling on teats. Oh my God,
you guys are going to be back next week, aren't you?
On the L in Chicago. Wow.
James, where were we?
We're in Kattegat. Well, speaking of Aslaug, we're still in Kattegat, and this is all the boys have left, and Aslaug walks out of suckling on Ivar, and who does she look at? But who's standing in the doorway, Jaco, when she walks out there? Hubbard. I will end your suffering. Just come to me.
So last time Hubbard was touching Ivar when he cried and didn't want to sleep, taking his pain away. So now he's back. He laughs a very freaky little laugh when he sees Hubbard because he remembers him. But that's where that stops.
There was a freaky little laugh. That kid's kind of a freaky little kid.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's Kattegat.
That's Kattegat. We're going to Paris.
Boom. So Paris, and I titled some of this section "The Journey to Paris" because a lot of time they're in the boat. So like when Yidu's singing to everyone in the boat, there was kind of some symbolism there where Yidu, you know, the middle boys, the middle litter, are sad. She's like, "Don't be scared," and she takes on a motherly role with the boys, and she starts singing, and everyone else on the boat starts falling asleep. I thought that was really cute and interesting.
And Flock is covering his ears because he can't sleep.
Right.
To him, that's...
It's not the music of the gods, so why would it, you know... And Bjorn gets all crazy with the rock, the little crystal, the navigation.
The first season coming into play.
Absolutely.
So James, are we on the journey, or are we gonna do the Paris part in Paris?
We can do Paris. We
Real
can
quick,
go,
there's only two things, because we don't have a lot of... We're gonna let you guys go in a second, in it off with something good. In Paris, James, they speak about... Basically, Rollo saying to the king, asking Rollo not to turn. When you see your brother, do not go back to his side, please. I'm asking you very nicely.
Because the emperor knows. He's no dummy.
I mean, it's an option, obviously, not always, but it is an option.
It's an option.
Yeah.
It's like you... I feel like he's like opening a different type of checking account or something. You have different options here, Rollo. And he's like, oh, well, let me weigh my options.
Well, this option, you've got a wife, you've got my daughter, you've got clan, you've got money. So I think with Ragnar, you've got, you know, dirty hair. So if you see guys how pretty his hair is, though. His beard is all combed and looks all
right.
pretty,
He's all nice and he's got a super... you know,
that guy's got a good head of hair, though.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, James.
Man, even in real life, he usually ties it back in a ponytail, but
it's good.
I'm jealous.
What else happens in Paris?
You know what? That's about it. He literally says, "Don't turn on us." Well, and
Odo basically it comes back to play the episode 5, saying, "Well, he is going to betray the king."
Yep.
Which I was thought was petticock, but it's not. It's true.
Yep. He actually, while he's flogging Mistress, she's like, "What are you going to do?" And she basically gets it out of him by him flogging her, because that's how she rolls. That's how he rolls. And he's flogging her, and he's like, "I'm going to coup." Coup d'état.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's where it came from.
Wait, what?
It's
what
French,
came from?
a coup d'état.
Sure.
That's where the word coup comes from. It sounds French to me.
Of course.
Frankish.
Yep. Coup
d'état, the emperor. Off he goes.
I don't have opinion on that.
With this.
But basically, it ends up saying, what's going to happen, James? I'm going to kill the North. I'm going to defend Paris again. I'm going to win Paris. And then second time, and then the emperor.
Then throw over the emperor.
Yeah.
Because that dude's a boss, apparently. We're almost. Oh, my notes are all.
Now we are at the end.
Now, are we journeying to Paris? Dun, da, da, da.
Do it. This is the good part.
So now I can go back to the boys on the boat. Everyone's on the boat. They get lost. Some boats go one way. And
some storm, some rowdy water, nobody cares.
There's the thunder, whatever.
You guys are Vikings.
Blah. Next thing you know, Ragnar and the boys aren't headed towards Paris. They end up on some random other part of France at that point in time, and they roll up on what are supposed to be these Frankish scouts watching them or looking out for them coming.
Them. That's their job, James.
Nope, and they're not. Apparently their job is drinking around the fire. Because they're
really good at that, though.
Good ass time, and the one dude's in the bushes pissing, and they roll up on him from behind. I didn't understand why they put his boot in. Just
to play with him.
Just a mind thing. Just a mind effer.
Yeah, mind effer there.
So they take they don't even show that because it was so easy for the Vikings to just take over those dudes. They just like whoosh, done.
One guy's wrist is bandaged because he probably hit him too hard. That's about it. That's the only injury for the Vikings.
The one Viking guy's like, I got
France 0, Vikings 1.
I got a hangnail.
Yeah. My nails all blue. I'm gonna kill the rest of you.
You're all gonna die now. And they do. This was crazy. So they take the one French dude. Well, they let a bunch of the French dudes live, but they take the one guy and they put him on a plank and tie him down.
Drift him out
so that the other Viking ships know that they got ahead of them or like where they are. Sounds like
I think it's going to definitely come into play now with his chain and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens to that guy.
That's like old school GPS.
Yep. That's funny. Yes, it is, isn't it? You guys think it's funny as well.
Jaco, go stand in the middle of the street and wait for weeks for someone to show up. That works. So we're still on this journey to Paris. Oh, they come in and they take these guys over, and then they're done. Right at that point, they're just like, all right, let's move on. as they continue to. This is it, man. Right? They're rolling up on Rollo.
They're rolling up on Rollo. The fires going. They're warning Paris. Everybody knows they're coming. So now they're back in the water, heading towards Paris, and that's when they see them. Him.
Rollo.
Him is right. The man himself.
Have I ever shown you how I can do this?
What is going on behind us? Is this guy? Are we still on Vikings? Did you guys see that?
Did something happen? Did
He
it
was
go
getting
away?
the mouse cuts in the background, trying to go to the next show.
Oh, they're ready. He's like, we're good.
He's typing in the screen like, we're good. I
Steve's
know.
like,
I'm just kidding.
My
Steve.
bad. I'm just.
Are we still
messing with
live? Are we still
you.
going? I'm kidding. But James, no, we have a few minutes left. Yeah.
We do. Well, there's a couple things that happen on this second boat journey. So they're at France, then they get in the boat, and then they start heading towards Paris, and all these different little conversations start happening. Like, well, before they get back on the boat, Erlander has the conversation with Torvi.
Yeah.
Bjorn's lady, who left her son with Lagertha, right? And Erlander's like, well, here's the deal. If you don't kill Bjorn, if you don't kill Bjorn, I'm going to kill our son.
Our son, that's the only thing that happened there for her. Well, okay. Well, fair enough.
She's like,
so let's see what's going to happen there. I don't think she's going to do it. All right. Well, we'll see. But she won't succeed anyway because it's Bjorn, it's Ragnar's son.
Yep.
Then Flock is telling Helga, my new friends. That's another thing that's happening. And that's about it, James, for I think it's the... And then Ragnar asking Lagertha, why do you fight with a baby inside of you? So that's the conversation that's going on.
That's about it.
And then they get in the boat, and then it's when Ragnar gets high again.
Because he gets high. Well, he gets high and he sees a white horse running, right? And Athelstan, thank you.
He's there.
And old school Lagertha and whatever, waving him on, and then he shakes it off.
He's got this. Oh yeah.
He's not. Well,
Great
that's what
acting
happens
again.
when people get high. They get a twitch.
They stop. They see Rollo standing, watching them. Bjorn is like, "Uncle!"
And
he's standing there, all pretty.
Scene. Boom.
And scene. Let's get to predictions, James.
That's it. All right, prediction time.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Notes get slammed down. Yaku, you go.
Oh shit! My
Your
predictions
start.
on paper.
He threw his predictions on
my
the floor.
predictions is okay. We're in France. I think that we're gonna find out that the whole thing was slaughtered. You don't see Rollo. Halalala. That's what I say. Ragnar saying that of course you don't see the Viking outpost because you left Rollo in charge. Bjorn, good job. Fail. So I think going forward, I think that we're going to see coming and play the chain and the guard towers, and I think a lot of Viking ships are going to be dying and killed right there. I think it's going to be. I think Ragnar is not going to be successful with this venture.
Ooh, very bold prediction. Mine. Egbert is up to something. That was not bold. Damn it, James. This something's going on in England because we're spending a little bit too much time there, and Egbert's getting a little bit crazy. Egbert's in bed with the Vikings and we don't know it, or Egbert's in bed with Paris and we don't know something. Egbert is up to something, and that shit is going to come to play in the next couple of episodes. Done.
Cool.
That works. You guys, we appreciate you so much tuning in to this was episodes 5 and 6. We thank you so much. AfterBuzz TV, your comments, hashtag ABTV Vikings. Follow me all over social media. We love to hear your comments on the YouTube page, and you can hit me up at Ask the NP.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We love you guys. We got so many views from you guys. It's amazing. Thanks for the awesome support. My name is Jaco Vennings. You guys can find me all over social media at Jaco Vennings. It's on the screen.
It's on the screen. Thanks, you guys. We appreciate you tuning in. Good night.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.